What's up, you guys? Welcome back into the Battleground Podcast, iHeartRadio's official wrestling podcast. I got my tag team partner, Eli, on the show with us. And as you see, the man of the hour, Wheeler Yuta, joins us on the show. And I do need to apologize to you real quick, Wheeler, because the last time you were on our show, you were, going on to win the gold. And I think you actually had the pure title the last time you were here. Maybe, no. Where did you have the title last time you were on?
I think he had just beat Garcia for it.
I think so. So
I think it was when you became the two-time pure champion.
So I want to apologize because when you come on the show and you have gold, you also have that in the background of you losing the gold if you come on the show having it. So I want to apologize for us jinxing you on that. But now that you're back on, you don't have gold, you're gonna go on to win gold. We'll figure out which one it is right now.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, you got a big match coming up this Wednesday on AEW Dynamite. You're in Canada. You're going against Kenny Omega. Walk us through this real quick. Like, what's going through your mind? Because, Kenny Omega just lost the IWGP US Championship at Forbidden Door. So we know he's not going to be in a good mood. And I feel bad because I feel like he's going to try to take it out on you. But what's your mindset heading into this anticipated clash?
I'm also not in the best of moods after I lost as well at Forbidden Door. Maybe I'll take some of that anger out on him. But, yeah, I think that going into this match is a huge match. Obviously, he had one of an absolute classic match with Will Ospreay at the pay-per-view. But he's got to be hurt. He's got to be banged up. Like, there's no way around that. Like, if you can watch the match, you see all the risks that they took, all the impact that he took. So he's got to be banged up. So I think that's something I could use to my advantage. But I know that he's going to be super fired up. He's not happy with me. He's not happy with losing the U.S. Championship. He's not happy just in general with all the things that have been going on between the Elite and the BCC. And this is, I believe, Kenny's first singles match on a Dynamite in Canada. Don't quote me on that if I'm wrong, but I believe this is like a very special moment for him. He's very much going to be angry, motivated, but I'm just as excited and just as motivated to prove that I belong in this spot.
Do you think are you at your highest level now going into this? Like, is this one of those, like, if I got to face Kenny Omega, after your time with BCC, is this it? Are you at your top form, you think, from, endurance, all the stuff in the ring? Are you at peak skill, peak level?
I can only continue to grow and continue to get better, but I think I'm definitely the best version of Wheeler Yuta that I've ever been. So I'm excited to just sort of be able to take all those tools, all the things that I've learned from the BCC. And I think you've seen them obviously in our multi-man matches. You've seen them in the singles matches I've had in the past, but hopefully this is now the fully formed Wheeler Yuta, and I can just start to really get to that next level. And what better way to do it than to beat Kenny again, this time in his home country in a singles match.
Right. Well, let's go back to Forbidden Door real quick. Last weekend, Toronto, massive show, massive buzz. A lot of people are already saying it's the pay-per-view of the year so far. What was that atmosphere like, the show, the weekend? Just kind of give us a glimpse of how crazy that was.
Yeah, Forbidden Door this year and last year were both just absolutely phenomenal weekends. Like, the crowds were incredible. Being able to work with New Japan is incredible. Seeing some of my friends from New Japan, from the Super Juniors and from my time in Strong, as well as seeing some of my rivals. I was not expecting to see. I forgot that El Desperado does the Japanese for AEW, so I saw him out. Oh man, I owe this guy one.
Yep.
I still want to wrestle him again. I need that rematch. But it was really cool to be able to, see all those people from Forbidden Door. And yeah, the crowd is just insane. Like, it's an atmosphere like no other because it's matches that you never thought would happen. And you never thought that they would happen, like, on that stage in that way. Like, the fact that these people are, like, we had Brian Okada. Like, that is, like, a dream thing that, like, there's this guy on Twitter, Tom's Customs, makes graphics that are fake graphics. Like, I could imagine that being one of them. Like, a fake graphic that could have been made like 5 years ago that we're never going to see. And we saw it happen for real. So just all that energy, it makes it something really special.
Yeah. And then you think about Brian, wrestling with his broken arm, still in the match. I was like, what? Like that's adrenaline kicking in for that one for sure.
Yeah, Brian told me one time, because we always like to joke that he's invincible, and I think he is. And he told me one time that being invincible doesn't mean that you can't get hurt, you can't get injured, that things won't go wrong. It just means that all that can happen, and you're going to do it anyways. You're going to push through it and do it anyways, and that's what he did.
Yeah, and that was match of the year right there in my books. It was a contender when you saw that one. We talk about this, and we always love to watch the entrances when everything happens at a show. And of course, Blackpool Combat Club had an amazing entrance that night at Forbidden Door. Many people consider that match the one that turned the card from solid to great. Despite the loss, how important was that match for both teams?
Yeah, I think that match was very important. We really wanted to, one, get at each other, but two, also show like this is a really good showcase of AEW. And, it was AEW and New Japan, of course, but it was just, we wanted to really go out and prove that we're some of the best wrestlers in the world. And I think that we went out there and we did that. But it was just so much fun to be in that atmosphere with those guys. But yeah, it was a very important match. And I think that it really did set the stage where now we want some revenge of blood and guts, which I think is very important. But it was, absolutely a blast to be out there with those guys.
Yeah, that I actually wore this hoodie because y'all's entrance from, especially with Takesha with the black leather jacket and y'all using the different song. I mean, it felt like the Legion of Doom was invading. I was just like, oh my God. Like, it just looked so mean and just menacing and just, I mean, it may not have looked like that much on TV, but that was one of my favorite entrances I've ever seen. It was just, I was so ready for it. We talked about earlier, you and Kenny Omega, and this kind of, you've used a lot of the tools you've gathered. What do you think has been the biggest change, pre BCC Wheeler Yuta and now current? Is it just tapping into that aggressive side? Do you think is that been the biggest change?
I think the aggression has been a big thing, but I also think like just the mindset. I'm
ring psychology.
Yeah. Like I'm focused on winning the match first. That's my main thing, and it doesn't matter how I do it. If I have to get a little dirty, get a little angry, I can do that. But I think before, I was very much focused on, being a showman, kind of caring about what other people thought of me, and now I'm not concerned with that anymore.
Right.
People could think whatever they want to think about me. It's fine. I'm just going to go out there. I'm going to do my thing to the best of my ability. And, the people that rock with me, cool. The people that don't, whatever. I get it. It's just been focusing on, I'm just going to do my own thing. And if that means being a little dirtier, being a little more aggressive, being a little angrier, then that's fine with me.
Exactly. And I mean, that's the thing is like, you sit here and everybody watches you on TV. And of course, the IWC always has an opinion for everything. Oh, I don't like this or this or this. As somebody who is, and I'm sure that you see the comments and whatnot, there's more high praises than low praises. Like, how do you just kind of differentiate of like not focusing here, but focusing here?
I mean, I've found like the people that I go to for feedback. So the comments that I see, like I see them, of course, but those comments don't really affect me positively or negatively anymore, I would say. I know who to talk to. Like if I have a question about something, instead of going on Twitter, I can go backstage and talk to a myriad of wonderful pro wrestlers who know a lot more about what it is. But I understand like all the comments and all the opinions. Like I had plenty of them when I was a kid. Like of course I was a wrestling fan.
Yeah, right.
I read those. It's weird to be like, I don't want to out this website, but there was like a website that my mom was looking at and reading an article about, and she like mentioned it to me. I was like, that's the same website that gave our like gateway computer a virus. Like, we're very upset about it. Now you're reading their articles. Like, so, like,
it's weird to be on those sites. Yeah.
I was super into it and I love to read all that stuff too. But just for me as a performer now, it's not really constructive anymore. So
right.
I stay away from it, but everyone is entitled to their opinions, and I welcome you to share them, because the more you talk about me, the better it is for me. So
right. Sure. And of course those people that are sharing the negative opinions are the same ones that come up to these meet and greets and ask for your photo and autograph.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, oh, I loved your match the other night.
Yeah.
But then you go on Twitter and it's like username with a bunch of numbers and it's like, oh, blah, blah, blah.
Or the best part is like, Wheeler only signed 15 things for me at the airport, man. He hates the fans. It's like, all right, bro, come on. Like it's just unbelievable.
It is. It is.
Well, so getting back to this rivalry, which is kind of, front and center on all of AEW TV right now. The next chapter has been announced. July 19th, Dynamite. The Elite will face off against Blackpool Combat Club in a blood and guts match, which is historically insane. This one will be coming from the Garden in Boston. This type of match should give you guys an advantage because it's all things violent. What can people expect going into this? Is there something you're wanting to achieve personally? Are you wanting to have the big spot in the match, or are you just wanting to get the victory?
I mean, like, to get some revenge for the Sixers, I might like throw some things around the TV.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
But no, I think my goal is, just like I said before, is just to come out with the win. I think that after having last year's Blood and Guts, I really have more of a sense of the match, so I know how to use the tools a little bit better. Like, I'd never had a cage match before that, so now I know how to use the cage. I know how to use all these different things to our advantage. Of course, having like whoever the first man, like the man advantage, is a big deal. Like last year, we were down a man, so every time a new person came in, it would be Jericho Appreciation Society first, and then BCC. So it's like a bunch of mini handicap matches. So knowing how to, take all those elements and use them to our advantage, I think is going to be a big thing. But yeah, I would love to, get another win just like I did at the pay-per-view. And that would be, I think, my ultimate goal is to win this one for the BCC. But as long as we get our hands raised at the end, again, I don't really care how it happens.
And you should do a monster heel move and come out with a 76ers jersey. That would be whew, talk about some heat. Wow.
If they won the series, I probably would, but
yeah. Woo.
Turmoil right now, so it might be the best move.
Yeah.
Speaking of blood and guts, let's have a little bit of fun here on this one. Who is the first person that will show blood? My money's on Moxley.
Oh man. My money, I think we're gonna bust open. I'm gonna say Nick Jackson first. That's my goal.
That's a good okay.
Nick Jackson.
He's got a punchable face, so like I can.
And then he sees this, and then we'll get all the hate on the internet.
Yeah. Well, and
face as well. So I mean, who knows? But
well, and it's been crazy with this because, it kind of. I won't say that, but anyways. There's so many layers to the story. And I mean, even, bringing in Eddie, and now he's got his thing with Claudio, but obviously you and him are close. And then, Moxley and Eddie now, and then there's just so many layers to this. And then with the Don Callis and Kenny Omega thing. Can you comment on Don Callis's association with you guys? I mean, is he kind of moving with you guys as a group? Is it just because of, you get what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know if we have a clear answer on that.
As of right now, he is not officially a member of the BCC or anything like that. Of course, he has his association with Takeshita, and we will happily take his help. Need a screwdriver handed to us and things of that nature. But he is associated, but as of right now, definitely not an official member or anything like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So here's something fun that we like to ask, and we've started to try do this here recently. We go to the AI computers and we ask them to ask wrestlers one question. Now, This is all from ChatGPT, so this is where it gets fun. This is what the ChatGPT wants to ask Wheeler Yuta. What's been the most significant or transformative experience for you since joining AEW, and how has it impacted your career as a professional wrestler?
Oh,
pretty good.
The other one was, how did you get your start in wrestling? And I wasn't going to ask that one.
Yeah, that one's a lot less deep than the one you asked.
Yeah.
I think, there's two things. I'll give the obvious one first, I think, would be the match with John that I had actually in Boston. So it'll be nice to go hopefully spill someone else's blood there instead of mine.
Yeah.
But yeah, that match, of course, it gave me confidence. It brought me into the BCC. I think that it legitimately earned the respect of John, of Regal, of Brian. So it was a really important match, I think, for me to have. And it gave me, it was awesome. Like, some of my friends from the independents were there, Drew from Beyond Wrestling, who I wrestled for just right up the road in Worcester, like every Thursday of my life for years.
Right.
He had floor seats. Awesome. So yeah, that was like just such a special night for me. And I think that really turned me into the Wheeler Yuta that I am today. It helped me find that fire that eventually, turned into that aggression and that willingness to sort of do whatever I need to do to get it done. And I think that really changed me as a wrestler. Also, I would say the hike that I recently took with Brian Danielson. I'm sure you saw the photos. Actually, the morning of Anarchy at the Arena, I was up at like 4 a.m. Met Brian. We went on this long, beautiful hike, and it was nice to sort of, I guess, detach, but then also focus. And we got to talk about a lot of things that were it was really nice to sort of have that time to go talk and just sort of take things in, as opposed to just always being go, go, go. So that was a really special time for me, and sort of put some things into perspective that I don't want to necessarily bring up for everyone to know. But it was
that's between you and yourself. So we're not
yeah.
But it was really special. And then of course he made me start doing push-ups and bridges rock. So there's I don't know if he'll ever share it, but there's a video of me just doing as many lion push-ups as I could possibly do, and then about halfway through the hike, and then we have to finish the hike. So it was
on a whole nother level.
It was a lot of fun, and I think it was a very special day for me.
Note to self: do not take a hike with Danielson. Noted. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, unless you're training for something, don't do it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not training for anything, so I don't have to worry about that at all.
Yeah. With the big match coming up this Wednesday with Kenny Omega, I mean, what final thoughts do you have for that? And then from there, where can we keep up with you online? What are your socials you go to and all that?
I'll start with the socials because I'm not great at them. At Wheeler Yuta is my Twitter and Instagram. Honestly, I would say if you want to know about me, follow the AEW social media. They tweet a lot more than I do. I made a joke that I used to tweet once a month, and now I'm like twice a month. So
progress.
But, progress. So we're moving up in the world. And then as far as the match with Kenny, I think that it's going to be something special. It's another opportunity for me to continue to prove myself as a member of the BCC. And it's an opportunity for me, honestly, to end the war before we even get to Blood and Guts. My goal is that in Blood and Guts, we'll walk out there and it'll just be a massacre or a surrender. It'll be one or the other, because I'll have already decided the war by taking out Kenny. So that's my goal for, and hopefully I get it done in Edmonton.
And that's what's going to happen this Wednesday night on Dynamite. Of course, you can watch it here in Nashville time, which is 7 o'clock, but Eastern time, 8 o'clock there. And, last thing before we go, what's the next thing? You beat Kenny Omega because we put that out in the universe. You win Blood and Guts. We put that out in the universe. What's next on the horizon? Is there a title that you want to go after? I mean, Christian Cage thinks he is the TNT champion, even though he didn't win it. Is that something you want to go after? Maybe do you want to go after the pure title?
I could see you and Claudio maybe going after FTR. I think that'd be some good wrestling drama there. Yeah,
these are all great options that I think I'd like to do. But I think for me personally, the next thing, obviously I want to end this war with the Elite, and we want to come out on top. But I don't really like how Eddie Kingston's been acting lately. I don't like how he's been treating us. I know he's going to go to the G1, so he's going to be gone for a while. So I guess he'll escape us for a little bit. But yeah, I don't like that. Like you said, we've been friends for a very long time. Him and John have been friends for even longer than that. And it just seems like he's kind of throwing all that away because he doesn't like Claudio. And that's upsetting because, I thought we were friends. And I thought that our friends were more than that you could, mind your own damn business for a few minutes while we go do our thing. But I guess so. Eddie Kingston would be someone I'd love to go after. And I think that me and the best friends will never be done fighting. So I think that I'd love, speaking of championships, love to go after that international championship one day.
Be sweet. I can see that happening. And of course you're on this show, so you go on to win the gold. So that know how this works. So that's the plan for Wheeler Yuta. Well, buddy, we want to say thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to hang out with us and talk with us. Looking forward to seeing your hand getting raised on Wednesday night over Kenny Omega in his home country, because again, we're putting it out there in the universe, because that's got to be a big notch for you to beat Kenny Omega.
Yeah, and they're making me fly to Edmonton on the 4th of July. That is offensive to me. I have to go to Canada on the 4th.
Not right. Not right. Well, Wheeler, we just want to say thank you once again for taking the time out of your busy schedule, man, and talking with us. And we look forward to seeing you this Wednesday night on Dynamite.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.